Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go into a demo on how to create the symmetrical balance geocomp. Okay, so we're going to go to Google Chrome, and you'll see here that this is the guidelines that you need to follow. Remember to make your artboard 480 by 384px. I think you have to start with the lower number first to keep the orientation correct in a vertical configuration. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to vector. And again, you should have something that looks along the lines of what I have here, making sure that everything has symmetry, okay? Including color and so forth, all right? So let's go ahead and go to make a new artwork. And again, we have to change the size here. So we're going to unlock the lock. And I think it was, again, 384 by 480, okay? So let's make this 384 by 480. And I'm going to go ahead and lock this. And then here I'm going to call this symmetrical balance. That's just so I have a working name for this assignment, okay? I'm going to hit create. All right, so I need to find the line of symmetry first. So I'm going to go to my pen tool, and I'm going to make an X. So I'm going to go back to where I started. And then you can duplicate that, Command D, and just flip this one over. And you have your X to find your center of your artboard. All right, so I'm going to lock this in place. I'm going to go to the layers. I'm going to lock these. And now I'm going to do a line going down the center, okay? So I'm going to use the pen tool again. And I'm going to drag down to make my line. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Okay, so I'm dragging down. I click here. And then I drag down, making sure that I can hit the shift key to keep the line straight with the artboard. Sorry, guys. Let me do that again. Okay. Pen tool. Click. Hold the shift key down. Click. And again, go back to where you started. Click. Okay, so I got it right in the middle. You can see that if I move it, okay, so you're going to move that right in the center. Okay, so that's going to be your line of symmetry. It's going to help balance your shapes. All right, now we're going to get rid of the X. So I'm going to go to the layers and unlock both of these. I'm going to drag across this and delete it. Okay, so now you're left with your line of symmetry. Okay, so the goal here is to make sure that all your shapes are symmetrical, balanced on the line, okay? What I do to one side of this line, I have to do to the other side. So let me go grab a shape here. Let me just grab a triangle and drag it out. And now you see that little pink line that comes up tells you that is smack in the middle, okay? So that's what you want. Okay, if I want to put a circle on this side, I will eventually later have to do one there as well. So this is on the other side of the line of symmetry. I'm going to drag out a rectangle. And then I'm going to go ahead and go for one of these hexagons. Put that there. And then now I'm going to do another shape that is balanced in the middle. So again, we look for that pink line to make sure that it is balanced. Balancing on the line, okay? Let's go ahead and do a star. And then I'm going to wrap it up with an X down at the bottom. Okay, so once again, you want to make sure that you are balancing these shapes. If again, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Okay, I'm gonna add one more thing, like this arrow right here. Do that one more time. Okay, now, I would go ahead and keep everything right now just gray. So I'm gonna drag across all my shapes so that they're all gray. And you can work out your color later. Okay, so now what I need to do is hit the shift key and choose all the shapes that are balancing only on one side, which is those right there. Okay, I'm gonna hit Command G, and then I'm gonna duplicate, Command D, and then I'm gonna flip these over. And then I'm gonna drag these over here. All right, make sure you keep them aligned in the same amount of space between them. Ooh, I forgot the circle. Let me do that again. I just realized that. Let me go back. All right. All right, let's do this again. So I need the circle too. Command Shift G. All right. So I need this. Command Shift G. Command Shift G. Okay. I need this, the arrow, the circle, the rectangle, and the hexagon. Okay. Command G, Command D, and then flip. Okay, I'm going to grab all this now and group everything. Command G, and I'm just going to distort it slightly so that I have room for the title on top. And now I can remove the, I'm going to go Command Shift G again. Command Shift G, and then I'm going to remove the line of symmetry. Make sure you remove your line of symmetry. It should not be there in your final piece, guys. Hit delete. Okay, let's go ahead and give this a title. So we're going to title it on top, Symmetrical Balance. So right now, this the word should actually also be centered because this is symmetrical balance. You want to follow that that process. So here, go to center, and this should not be an afterthought. It should be a part of your design. Figure out the best way to find a font that fits with your design. So I'm trying to find a font right now that's going to work well. That looks actually pretty good. Okay. All right. Now you can go about figuring out color. So whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other side. So if I ungroup everything, right? I have to ungroup everything in. Whoops. So we're gonna go Command Shift G. Command Shift G. So whatever I do the one side, I do the other. So if I make this yellow, I have to do the same thing to the other side. So there's a few ways you can do this. You can do it like this, where you choose the other one and then go here, use the eyedropper and choose the color from the other one, like so. Or you can select them both at the same time. Like if I get the arrow here, I get the arrow here, and then I go here to change the color to maybe like a grayish blue. So mess around with the color ideas here. Of course, the heart is in the center, so just like the triangle I just did, so you don't have to worry about uh, matching it on both sides because it's in the center. So this one here, I have to choose both of them, and then I'm going to choose a color already in my palette, like this yellow right here. All right, that could be considered done, but you know, maybe you can push yourselves a little further. You can drag across everything, maybe give it an outline. So you can go to your border, find a color that you like. I don't know, maybe it could be blue, and then you can add a border. Okay, just make sure that it stays symmetrical. I'm going to go ahead and echo these colors in my title so they'll harmonize. Okay, and that's how you would create symmetrical balance. I will maybe make another video to show you guys how to do asymmetrical balance, but I think most of you pretty much can figure that out on your own. Okay? All right, thanks.